Everyone here to the Tenderloin Rec Center in District 6. Thank you all for being here today. This is an incredibly exciting day for the City of San Francisco, for our Recreation and Park Department, and for the 32 different parks, plazas, and open spaces that are going to have free Wi-Fi now, thanks to a generous gift from Google and sf.citi. You know, this is a project that has been 3 years in the making now. 2 years originally negotiating with Google, researching what they had done in other cities such as Mountain View, and the last year implementing this with leadership from our Department of Technology and all of the different city agencies that have really come together. You know, free Wi-Fi, as we think about it in the city of San Francisco and what it means, internet access in today's world is no longer a luxury or a nice thing to have. This is a necessity. If we want our future generations of children to be able to compete in the future, to be able to learn on par with everyone else in the world, internet access has to be ubiquitous, has to be a no-brainer and a given. And for adults to compete in today's world, internet access, again, should be an economic right. And the fact that we're able to bring free Wi-Fi across every single neighborhood of San Francisco through this project, empower communities that before have not had internet access, that is one of the most key aspects of this project and something that I think everybody today is incredibly excited about. So the installation itself was made possible by a gift of about $600,000 from Google. They provided it to the city of San Francisco, and with sf.citi, we put up the Wi-Fi projects in the 32 different parks, plazas, and open spaces throughout our city. It is being delivered to the city of San Francisco as a gift in kind with a 5-year maintenance program, no strings attached. We are truly lucky to be able to partner with an organization like Google and sf.citi with all the great work that they're doing throughout San Francisco. And I think this is a great testament to the public-private partnerships that we can forge here in the city of San Francisco that will deliver real results to the residents of our city, that will make a difference to everyone living in our neighborhoods, which this is all about. And as you think about what this means to people, the different people of San Francisco and how they can use it, to the person or to the families that use our parks, that sunbathe on the lawn when it's sunny here in San Francisco, or at our ball fields, it helps them get on the phone. It helps them surf the internet or email when they need to. But I think more important than that is the fact that rec centers like this, like the Tenderloin Rec Center, now has free Wi-Fi to be able to enable their own staff to conduct operations, to be able to communicate within their department, to sign up children for sports leagues or other programs on the internet that they didn't have access to before. And it's also community groups and people from the neighborhood that perhaps didn't have Wi-Fi access or internet access where they live. Now they can come here as they utilize this space in our city facility, in our great rec and park facility. They have the ability to use the internet now. It enhances their ability for community groups to offer services in the city of San Francisco, and again, neighbors and residents to really have access where they never had access before. I want to thank so many people that have been involved in this. First of all, Google for their generous gift, represented by Rebecca Prozan here today. I want to thank our mayor for his great leadership on this, Supervisor Kim for being here in District 6 where the Tenderloin Rec Center is. I want to thank our Recreation and Park Department, led by Phil Ginsberg, and our Department of Technology for all of their leadership. This is a collective effort to really make this happen. Special thanks from my office to Margot Kelly, who's been spearheading this project for the last 3 years and deserves a ton of credit. And really excited to move this forward in the city of San Francisco. As I'm sure many people have already asked, and Mayor Lee and I've already talked about, this is just the beginning. This is obviously part of a broader vision to deliver internet access to all San Franciscans across all of our neighborhoods. And this is just a great first step, and we're really excited to make it happen. So with that, I want to thank everyone for coming and introduce Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let me begin by thanking Supervisor Farrell for his leadership on this, because he led the conversations with Google to talk about the public-private partnership. But before I say anything more, I just want to let the reporters know there's a spider. Each kid has a spider for each one of the reporters and their camera people, so it's got your name on it, just to let you know, yes. But I want to welcome everybody here to the Tenderloin as well. It's a great urban center. This is what we all want our centers to be like. They're active. They're education centers as well as play and recreation centers. And you can see the reflection here that the kids are having a playful time here as they should. This is just an example of the areas where parks and plazas are getting some very additional treatment with this very gracious grant from Google, but also to let you know that Google is doing this without any strings. This is really good. They agree with us that things can be done in a public-private partnership with the city, that a lot of the things we've tried in the past may be overly complicated, and perhaps we bit off too much in the past, and now we do it at proportions where we can get things done and really set the example. This is one of 32 sites in the city that are getting free Wi-Fi with this partnership. And it's not just a new partnership. Google's been around for a long time, and they already have funded our youth for their low-income youth for getting on Muni for free. That's been a tremendous help in the city. And you can see a lot of youth these days. Some of them don't even know that they can get on for free because of Google. So sometimes I remind them when they're getting off of Muni, hey, how's the Google doing? They go, what? They need to realize that these are relationships that we're building with our business community. These are precious relationships, and that's why we also have our technology department, our recreation and park department, already thinking through other things that we can do. We have Ruckus Wireless, for example, on Market Street. They've done a very fast yet free, efficient Wi-Fi along Market Street as well as part of our infrastructure. And this is the third time this week I've been with Supervisor Kim where we've expressed our appreciation for the public-private partnerships. Literally in everything that we're doing more and more, these relationships become valuable. Circle the Schools, as you many have heard already, that sf.citi helping us with the technology companies. Of course, Salesforce and Mr. Benioff, very gracious on their focus with us on the middle grades in our city. I think that we are demonstrating more and more the value of bringing not only technology to our citizenry that need it, but also bringing the relationship of public-private. Government can't do everything by itself. We need partnerships, and we'll have gaps. And when we can rely on groups of companies or a great company like Google, I think we'll demonstrate what we can do to improve life for everyone else. So this is a great announcement. I thought that this would get done at one of these days, but I thought it would all be on the shoulders of the Department of Technology who's here today, or Rec and Park. And both Phil and Miguel are always saying, well, where can we get the resources to do all of this great stuff? And opening up that relationship more and more, feeling more comfortable with it, getting the guidelines down about how we work and interact with our great corporations, I think is the things that we want to do. And I want to thank Naomi Kelly, a city administrator here, because I think she, above all else, just like I was, we have to care about our infrastructures. Just like we've delivered even better Wi-Fi for our residents on Treasure Island, because they sometimes feel isolated out there. Now the 2,500 residents there, low income and veterans, have even better Wi-Fi because of what we're doing with the private sector and what we're doing to increase technology in all of our sectors that need that help. What I have to actually say is really not only a thank you to Google and to the 32 parks and plazas they have, but we're always asking the very next question, and that is, for all of us, we're excited to ask Google, what's next? Because that's always going to be a forward-looking thing. Who else can we help in the city? What else can we do to help seniors, to help families, people to succeed, to help our public housing residents, to help the veterans in the city? How can we succeed even more inclusively in being a great city that we are? And this is what our supervisor is doing with me. I'm glad to be here to announce this great announcement and to also be excited about what's next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Lee, and definitely want to acknowledge Naomi Kelly for all of her amazing work leading our city administrator's office. Next, I'd like to bring up the person who's been leading the department where all these Wi-Fi projects will be housed in our house today and are live, and someone who's been an incredible leader and a partner in this program and a huge advocate, Phil Ginsburg.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everybody. Well, welcome to the Tenderloin Children's Recreation Center. I don't think I've ever seen so many cameras here, which is really terrific. This is a place where we take play very seriously. And we also take Halloween very seriously, as you can tell. This is such an important community hub. This is a place where we partner with a number of different Tenderloin children and family organizations, and we provide a lot of our own robust programming. It is a community center, and as Supervisor Farrell noted, community centers need to have the modern day infrastructure that community centers should have. And one of the things that is most special about this announcement today is that it's here. It's in a part of town that is typically underserved. And the concept of equity in this project is something that we're particularly proud about. These 32 sites that are going to have this additional infrastructure are all over our city in every neighborhood. And you are here in the Tenderloin where, with Supervisor Kim's partnership, we're really undergoing an incredible park renaissance. In partnership with the Trust for Public Land, we've got Bodecker Park that's going to open in a short little while, and the YMCA. We've also got new playgrounds and new park renovations planned at Hyde Street Mini Park, and at Sergeant Macaulay Park, and at Civic Center. There's some great stuff happening around here. So I want to really thank Supervisor Farrell for bringing the show here and showcasing this incredible partnership. Mostly today's about gratitude, and we at the Parks Department are super thankful for all of our park champions and park partners. So I wanted to certainly start with our mayor, who is our park champion and recreation specialist in chief, and Supervisor Farrell, who really lives and breathes parks and kids and families, and I see him at events like this all over town, and he really drove this, and we're super grateful for his leadership in getting this done. I really want to thank Google and sf.citi because, as the mayor said, we really can't do it alone, and we really need partners, and we are so thankful, Rebecca, that Google and that sf.citi really stepped up and understood the need and helped us implement. I also obviously want to thank the city administrator and the Department of Technology, and I'm going to get to introduce Miguel in a second. But my last special thanks is for my own staff. Here at this special site, we have Glenn Hanlon, who's our facility coordinator, Susan Curry, who does all our programming, our recreation specialist, Lucas Tobin, and our own technology team. This was not an easy project to implement. So in partnership with DT, Pat Cox, who led our own implementation team to make this happen, we have a great team at Rec and Park, and we're really proud to show off what we do and where we do it. So I now have the great pleasure of introducing my implementation partner, Miguel Gamino, who is the acting Chief Information Officer for the city. And it's one thing to have a headline and to give a gift and to say, woohoo, we're going to have Wi-Fi and 32 parks and playgrounds. It's another thing to get it done. And I really just want to thank Miguel so profoundly for prioritizing this, for stretching the incredible resources that Google provided us, and really making sure that we could stand here today and implement. And yes, I did check my phone, and it is working. So without further ado, Miguel Gamino. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all. Good morning. I want to, like everybody else, acknowledge and thank Mayor Lee, Supervisor Farrell, Phil, Naomi, Rebecca, and Google and sf.citi for the collective effort. I have to tell you that as a civic technologist, it is not often that you have such support and enthusiasm for technology projects. And so it is exciting and inspiring to stand here with these folks behind me, making sure that I deliver what it is that our community needs from a technology standpoint. And so I'm very, very proud of the collaborative effort that it took and the hard work that it took, both from our department, the Parks and Rec department, and frankly other city departments that helped in various aspects of it. I'll tell you that it's really proud to be able to stand here and tell you that, yes, it does work. It performs very well. We delivered it on time. We delivered it on budget. And those are things that don't always come together all at once. And so that is a great achievement that came through a lot of hard work and collaborative effort. And on top of it, we've kind of as a bonus to the vision of SF Wi-Fi is we've simplified and unified the brand and the user experience. And that's what this is really all about. We extended ourselves to make sure that we tested this from the end user standpoint. We went to the parks and as an end user measured how usable and functional it really was, because at the end of the day, it's easy for technologists sometimes to get caught up in the technical aspects of it does work or it doesn't work, and we sometimes forget that people just need to be able to access it and use it on a regular way. And so I think we've also been able to shift the focus to the real critical end user, which is the San Franciscan who's going to use this to help us close the digital divide. So that's, I think, a real other achievement on top of the technological effort that took place, which was significant. And I'll tell you that I trust the team and the network so much that just this morning I activated my brand new iPhone using SF Wi-Fi. And so I knew that I would come here and either tell you that it worked or it didn't, and I can tell you that it did. My own phone. So, and you know that takes a significant connection. So, want to thank everybody. Thank Google. Thank sf.citi for the contribution. Again, thank the administration for all the support and push to make sure that we deliver what was promised. And so with that, I want to introduce Rebecca Prozan, who's all things government for Google, and obviously extremely instrumental in this project and hopefully many things going forward. Rebecca.
Short people know. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Google is proud to provide free Wi-Fi in San Francisco, a city where thousands of Googlers live and work. Google's mission is to make information accessible and available to everyone. And this is just the first step in that process. And Mr. Mayor, you're absolutely right. This is the first step. I'm looking forward as the new manager of public policy at Google to talking about the second step and the third step. But let's get used to the first step first. This means that in 32 different places, you know, the days of Ethernet and dial-up are over. Everyone is on a mobile phone. Everyone is on a tablet. And now in 32 locations around the city, people will be able to access online all the time. They'll be able to know when Carl the Fog is rolling in. They'll be able to know if the Giants make the playoffs. They'll be able to know all hosts of things. And we're so proud, on behalf of Google, to stand with all of you today and to see the kids playing outside, and hopefully they'll continue to play outside and not be on tablets. But I'm really hopeful about the future and tech and the city and what's to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And I'd like to bring up my colleague on the Board of Supervisors who represents District 6 in this neighborhood and has been such a champion for the neighborhood, Jane Kim.
Thank you, Supervisor Farrell. I'm bringing the mic back down. The mayor said that that we've been at press conferences every day this week highlighting public-private partnerships throughout the city, whether it's in South of Market, Mid-Market, or the Tenderloin. So I'm just here to announce that District 6 is the mayor's favorite district in the city. But really, I know I'm a broken record around this message, but District 6 does have the fewest parks and the smallest parks here in San Francisco. And so it takes a great deal of creativity and also a ton of coordinated team effort to figure out how we can enhance and build more open space here in our district. But in the meantime, we want to be able to enhance the existing infrastructure that we have. And there really has been a renaissance in our district thanks to the leadership at Rec and Park. I know Trust for Public Lands is here. We're going to be opening a new Bodecker Park. We're going to be renovating our 2 playgrounds here in the Tenderloin. And these are the open space that our residents so desperately depend on to be healthy, to recreate, and to build community. And we do, in the Tenderloin, we do represent the poorest residents of San Francisco. But what we often don't realize is that even if you don't have a computer at home, or if the infrastructure in your building is so old that you may not even be able to have the capacity to bring in internet or to plug in multiple electrical appliances in your unit, most of our residents are able to access the internet through their smartphones or even through the flip phone. They may not have an iPhone, but most of our residents do have cellular phones, and they use them to access the internet. I hear it from our residents in our single-room occupancy hotels. I hear it from our working-class families here, Latino, Filipino, Chinese, Arabic, and they have been asking our city for free Wi-Fi in the Tenderloin neighborhood. In fact, when we welcome tech companies to Mid-Market here just down the street from the Tenderloin, our residents said, yes, we want the tech companies to come, and we hope that they'll partner with us to bring Wi-Fi so we can access the internet. And as Supervisor Mark Farrell said, it's absolutely a need now. You can access employment training programs. You can find out about jobs. You can find out where to get shelter, clothes, services. And so many of our residents do depend on free Wi-Fi wherever they can get it to be able to access really vital information in order to live and thrive here in San Francisco. And so that is what this free Wi-Fi program is going to mean to our residents here in the Tenderloin. It is so important. They've been asking for it for years, and I'm so excited that Google, the mayor's office, and under the leadership of Supervisor Mark Farrell, that we're able to finally bring this to our open space and parks here in the neighborhood. So thank you all for the partnership that's making this happen. I know our residents are going to appreciate it. I just got on the Wi-Fi as well, so I'll be able to tweet with our hashtag SF Wi-Fi in a moment. But this is really a positive step for our neighborhood and our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Kim. Thanks again, everyone, for coming here today. I think, again, as we talk about not only just bridging our digital divide and providing access across our city, what you see now through the visuals are the different playgrounds that we are lighting up here across the city of San Francisco in every neighborhood. And again, hashtag SF Wi-Fi. Please use it. Thanks again for being here.